Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Return of the Champions, TCNewTech. Tonight is all about the winners of 2022 coming back and competing against each other, going head-to-head, giving us updates on all the things they've been up to. Very exciting evening. We've even got Action Glow here tonight to give us an update coming back from the Shark Tank. Very, very cool. So with that being said, I'm going to jump right into it because we've got a lot to get through tonight. And I want you guys to see all the presentations that we have tonight. If you've noticed, we are a little bit different on our presentation. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, so it should be fun. So a little bit of housekeeping. First things first, if you have not checked in already, please do so. And if you haven't done it, there's a QR code right there and a web address right there. There's no excuses not to check in. It's important, though, to do that because it guarantees that you'll be able to vote tonight. So if you haven't checked in, you're not using the app, you can't vote. Anybody who's at home watching on the live stream can also vote. So we encourage you to vote. We want you to participate. And yeah, there's some other perks as well about using the app. So you can pre-register for next month. You can make donations. You can become a member, and you can get notifications leading up to the next event so you don't miss anymore. So we're very excited about the app. Also, if you have a cell phone, everyone does, please make sure it's silenced because that is annoying. We don't like hearing that. It's really distracting for our pitch presentation. Pitch presenters to hear that. We'd rather hear this. Okay. So, but don't turn your phones off because if you can take pictures and post them on social media and tell your friends about it and tell them to tune in, let's do that. We want to involve the community as much as possible. They don't know about it, they can't participate. Okay. So with that, we got a quick message from Bill Palladino. I'll let Bill take it away.
Hey friends of TCNewTech, this is Bill Palladino from the TCNewTech board. And as you can probably tell, I'm not in the room right now. I'm busy traveling for clients, as you can probably tell from my little background here. But it is my job every month to get up on stage and remind all of you that TCNewTech could not be doing the work we're doing. We couldn't put on this event. We couldn't be working with our partners like 20 Fathoms and others to build this tech ecosystem without you, without your support. We're a member-supported organization, and we really need you to dig a little deep as we enter 2023 to see how we can make this organization stronger as we go into the new year. So I'll ask you, take out your phone. You use that app, the TCNewTech app, to register to come into this event tonight. If you look in the bottom there's a spot that says donate, and it'll allow you right from your phone to donate directly to TCNewTech. There's a few suggested amounts, but we could really use your support as we start this new year. 20 bucks, 50 bucks, 100 bucks will really help us make sure that this event and the other things we do for the ecosystem to keep moving along as we go through the year. So I'm going to put a QR code here too, right over there. Should be a QR code to get you to our website if you need that. There's a donate position on our website as well, but you've got it right there on your app. Our buddy Dan Mastrantonio from the TCNewTech board created that app just for us to make it easier for us to put on this event and to keep in communication with you. So that's it. I'm going to leave the stage right now, but I'd sure like your support in helping TCNewTech in any way you can. We really can't continue to do these events without you. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next month.
All right. Well, thank you, Bill. We know where he is. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a quick look at the schedule just so you guys have an idea of what's coming up tonight. We're going to start out with a quick tip. That's going to be me. We're going to talk about an AI content generator. 20 Fathoms is going to give us an update about what they're doing over there. 5-minute presentations and pitches from our pitch contestants, as well as Q&A. And then Action Glow back from the Shark Tank. We talked about that. And then obviously everybody votes and we do PSAs. So just a quick note about the PSAs. They happen in the aisles. You see 2 microphones in the aisles there. I've also got big arrows pointing at them in the presentation too, so you can't miss them. Keep those to 30 seconds, but you can talk about whatever you need to. Awards and sponsors will be the very last thing that we do, and then we are going to meet for drinks over at 7 Monks, so kind of a little bit of an after party. And without further ado, let's get into it. So we're going to talk about AI content generation with ChatGPT. I got it out without messing it up. So I'm Chris Nesbitt. Obviously, I'm the event director for TCNewTech, but I also have 4 companies, 2 fractional leaderships, and a nonprofit that I run. So I am doing content all the time. So one thing to be aware of, that is the web address to go there. It's a free account. You can sign up, obviously QR code. Take a quick picture of that so you got it when you get home. Or you can always check out the live stream and we'll have all that. So this is ChatGPT, and you can see it's a very basic interface. But what I like about it right now is that it's free and it's pretty amazing. So I did pre-record this. I'm going to try and keep up with myself here as we go through it, but I'm basically going to give you a demo on the platform of it doing what it says it can do. We're going to generate 5 pieces of content in under 5 minutes, at least. So first thing we do is we go ahead and start a new chat. It'll save your chats down the side here, and it gives you a bunch of prompts, things you can start, capabilities, and limitations. So the first thing I'm going to have it do is I'm going to tell it to write a blog post for TCNewTech about how TCNewTech is helping Traverse City become a tech hub through pitch events and networking. And that's all I'm going to tell it, okay? So take a second. Sorry, typing while being recorded is the worst thing ever. And you will see me screw up a few times. But so once it's done with my awful typing, we'll drop the prompt. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, there we go. So it's going to start writing. Now, one thing I want to tell you guys is content these days is in high demand. Social media expects almost 1 post a day, sometimes multiple posts a day per platform. They're always a little different. You also need to be sending out emails and posting blog posts for your SEO. There's a lot of reasons to be generating content. So, but I can tell you, I have a fear of a blank page. I have a hard time starting that. So if you're reading along with it, it's moving pretty quick, but if you're reading along with it, it does a pretty good job getting some words on the paper that you can then go ahead and edit and have something respectable to push out. And it's following all the writing rules, right? So it actually reads really cleanly. So first things first, you can prompt the response and tell it, hey, I want you to change details about judges. We don't do judge panels, we do audience votes. It's going to go back, it's going to rewrite the whole thing, fix those little details. Okay, so we're just going to wait for that to kind of finish up there. And then I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a workflow, what a workflow would look like, because you start with your blog post and you move through other forms of content, but you want them to all be pretty consistent when you're doing marketing. You want them to look the same, feel the same, sound the same. Okay, so we've written the blog post and it's almost done. There we go. So we're going to have it go ahead and write a social media post. Now the one that's going to spit out is a little bit short, but you can always tell it to expand it too. So go ahead to say, now write a social media post about this. And it's going to go ahead and it's going to pump out a social media post. But you'll notice it's actually got the question. This is best practice, right? Question, response, call to action, and you've got all of your hashtags right there. Now again, this one's short. You could tell it to be longer. You could have detail. It's important to get that first one right because everything it builds off of is going to come from that first one. So now I'm telling it to write an email about this blog post. And so you notice it's already formatting it for an email. And it's pulling all the information that it needs from that blog post where it's kind of taken that AI and it said, hey, what does this look like? And assuming that that looks good to you and you move on, it's pulling all that through. So I'm going to let this one finish up. Now, if you were using this in the real world, you might not be trying to get 5 pieces of content in 5 minutes. You might actually give it 10 minutes or 15 minutes and actually really make sure that what it's putting out you're happy with. But once you do, you can move through your content pieces really, really quickly. So we're done with the email here. Now I tell it to write a newspaper ad. And you'll notice these prompts I'm giving it are very easy. It's like, I want this, it gives you that. I want that, gives you that. I want this changed, done, okay? So I can tell you, when I'm writing as much content as I do, I would have struggled to get this amount of verbiage down on the paper quickly. It's just, I have a fear of words. So, it's done with that. We're gonna move on to write a press release. And I only noticed 2 things in the press release, the first draft of the press release that it put out, that I wanted changes. We'll get to that in just a minute. But I did give a little bit of detail here when I gave it this one. I said, if you're including dates and places, you want to be really specific about it. And I should have included a location here, but we'll fix that in a minute. So notice it's already kind of giving you your first, it's formatting it correctly. You're getting your location, you're getting your for immediate release. It's worked the date in, and it's pulling from all the information we had it build out on the blog post. And then I also said expand to include Action Glow and the winners of tonight's event. So you just putting those little prompts in, and I've told it to, what I want you guys to understand is I've thrown some serious curveballs at this platform just to see what it spit out. I told it to write a post about a homeless guy in the woods who made knives out of like airplane wings and just weird, silly things. And it put out something that I would have been comfortable putting out with my name on it, which is surprising. It made it all up, right? Because it's not real. But when you're doing something that is real, it's actually putting out good content. So, but it's also kind of like setting you up to go in and add things like the founder's name. It's got a quote there. You can put the name behind the quote, etc. So, and I caught that Grand Traverse Spa needs to change to City Opera House, and it's rewriting it for that. So if you notice, we've just done like 5 pretty different forms of content in under 5 minutes. And this is real time, guys. I'm not speeding it up because it's pre-recorded or anything. It's just, it's pumping it out, and it does a pretty good job. So this can be a good starting place. I'm not saying it's a final product. You don't just necessarily copy paste this out and put it on your social media or in your email or whatever. This is a good starting place to get you through the worst time crunch of it, okay? So yeah, look at all that it's written in less than 5 minutes. So the QR code, if you want to try it out for yourself, is over there on the right. All you need to do to use it is make an account. It's a name and an email. It's very, very straightforward, very easy. They don't expect anything else from you. It is currently in beta. I'm expecting it to go to a paid service at some point, but yeah, it's a good system. So take advantage of it while you can. For those of you who are founders, you guys are going to have to put out a ton of content over the next couple of months, next year or so. Take advantage of this, okay? And that's it on that. So next up, we've got a few words from our main sponsor, 20 Fathom. Carrie is going to come up and give us an update. Come on up, Carrie.
Hey everyone, my name is Carrie Imlott. I'm from 20 Fathoms. We're a tech startup incubator and co-working space here in Traverse City. I wanted to give you some updates about some events we have coming up. So first quarter of this year, we're hosting an event series called Idea to Execution that we're really excited about. Kicks off later this month with Trisha Meyer, who is a local attorney as well as a business owner herself, or a startup owner herself. And she's gonna be talking about the business and legal basics to get your, to help turn your idea into a successful business and what you need to be thinking about. Followed by Bill Palladino, who we just saw. Looks like he's in Detroit. He'll be talking about culture, and that's relevant for any size business, but specifically for startups, how to build a culture of innovation in your business. We'll also, then in March, we'll be having an event with Melanie DeVries from MEDC. She's hosted a couple events up here before, and they've always been really well attended. So we're looking forward to having her back for that. So 20fathoms.org/events. We'd love to see you there. The first one is coming up January 25th. Also, so for tech professionals, we have a couple events coming up. First is our monthly Women in Tech meetup, which we do every month at Earth and Ales. They're always a lot of fun. Last month we had some college students there as well, which was great, and meeting with more seasoned professionals. It was a really great group. Love to see some of you there at that one. And then later in the month, this is an update, date change today. It's now January 31st is our next Tech Career Discovery Series event, which is a panel discussion with local tech professionals talking about their careers and how to get into the tech fields. Lastly, we have private offices available at our co-working space. These were sold out most of last year, so they're usually pretty hard to come by. So if you're thinking about getting out of your home office or looking for a new place to work, definitely check out our private offices. You can apply online for an office or reach out to Maria, who is here somewhere, and I'm sure she would love to talk to you tonight. And with that, let's get on with the show, and I want to wish everybody luck who's presenting tonight, and I'll turn it back over to Lisa.
Thank you, Carrie. Hello, everybody. My name is Lisa, and I'm going to make it short and sweet and get Cindy up here. Cindy's with Coordinista, and she won TCNewTech back in October, so please help me welcome Cindy back.
Hello, I'm Cindy Bauer, founder and CEO of Coordinista, and it's an honor to be with you here tonight. And we optimize clinician workflow in the field. Every year, millions of seniors are readmitted to the hospital unnecessarily at a cost of $26 billion and penalties to 82% of hospitals. And the incidence of readmission doubles when seniors face barriers to transportation or scheduling care with their primary care provider. As a transitions of care nurse, I saw this happen to seniors every day, and that's why I found Coordinista. Coordinista provides the tools clinicians need to overcome these barriers. First, using AI, latitude, longitude, and acuity, we create and optimize caseloads to reduce wasted driving. Then we integrate with health information networks to receive hospital notifications in real time, so care managers can engage more quickly with patients when they're doing transitions of care. Our mobile app provides patient profiles, automated workflows, and intelligent scheduling and routing. This enables a seamless transitions of care from the hospital to home. We also track all care coordination, acuity changes, and create service summaries for the patient's chart. And our KPI dashboard provides visibility in the field and all performance metrics. The results are increased patient engagements, faster response times, improved operational efficiencies, insight for best practices, and better health outcomes for patients. And for payers and providers, this means less waste, reduced readmissions and penalties, and improved quality. Our total available market is the field care delivery software solutions, and our beachhead is care management with the focus on rural providers seeking transitions of care solutions. There are some competitors that offer routing and scheduling. However, Coordinista stands apart when it comes to sending hospital notifications directly to the mobile app, our optimized caseload assignments, and tracking all care coordination activity and performance. Our revenue model includes software solutions, which has an annual license with a one-time implementation fee and a nominal per patient per month subscription. And we have consulting services, and future revenue opportunities include education and training and research and data. We recently signed our second channel partner, Envision Health, who will join Medical Solutions Group. We have relationships with future channel partners, and we'll use our consulting as a lead generator for our software solutions. We finished 2022 strong, and I am super proud of our team. Since I was here just a few months ago, last year at TCNewTech, we have started development with our MVP and are in early conversations with a health system, an integrated delivery network, an emergency department provider, and a primary care provider. And just recently learned of a rural health system that also has interest. And we just signed our second channel partner contract and our first consulting consulting contract with a large health plan. And we've raised $100,000 toward our pre-seed round. So we're excited about that. Thank you. It's been a good last quarter. And we're targeting running our pilot in the second quarter of this year with a commercial launch following. And our 5-year projection is $42 million in revenue with a gross profit margin of 86%. We have a really strong and seasoned team. Vince McGee has been a healthcare leader in IT from startups to major corporations. Mike McGuire has helped build 15 healthcare companies with 3 successful exits. And Damone Sorensen has been CFO of health systems for over 20 years. We also have really great, fantastic advisors and partners who have deep experience. And since I was here last, we've added Dr. Santosh Maduraj, and right here from Traverse City, your very own Pete Schroeder. We have raised $100,000 and have another $20,000 committed toward our pre-seed round, and funds will be used to stand up our go-to-market product, to conduct our pilot, to complete the HIPAA risk assessments, and to complete the MVP development. And I'm really excited to announce to this group, we will have a special purpose vehicle that will be available on AngelList. And so that means any qualified independent investors who would like to partner with us and invest with a minimum of $2,500 can do so. So if that's an opportunity you'd like to talk about, please see me afterward. Well, there you go. With the nursing shortage that's happening right now, an aging population, Coordinista is needed now more than ever. Thank you so much. Okay, I think questions? It is a quiet crowd. No? Oh, yeah, thanks. Last time I had a whole bunch, so I went home and tried to do a better presentation to help answer all the questions, and maybe I did that, so. Pardon me? Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Did you? Coordinista? Yeah. Yeah, we were. Like it or yes or no? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Did you? Someone else around here? Yeah. Thank you. Keeps me awake at night. Well, I wasn't getting much sleep the last quarter, 22, as you can see. Just really driving toward that next milestone. And we really built a lot of foundation to set up 2023. So I'm excited about where we ended and where we're going. So the next milestone, really completing that pilot, that's what's going to drive me forward in this next quarter. Yep. Yeah, so there are a number of KPIs that will, what are the metrics or the indicators of success for the pilot was the question. So thank you. There are a number of KPIs that we'll be measuring for the pilot. A few of them are utilization, such as emergency department utilization and readmissions and admissions. The other is health outcomes. So how are the patients doing? We track acuity, readmissions, and so, you know, are the services improving people's health? And then patient engagements. Right now, about 30 to 50 patients are considered UTR or unable to be reached when they're out of the hospital for follow-up. And so we want to see those patient engagements numbers increase. And then also for health systems that are receiving revenue from generating services like transitions of care and chronic care services, we want to see those services increasing to help generate more revenue for the client as well. Any other questions? I did, yeah, good question. He asked if we went through any incubators or accelerators. We were selected to partner with Accelerate Health, they have a Louisville location and a Flint location. So we went through their boot camp this summer at their Flint location, and so they're one of our partners. And one of our partners here in Traverse City area that we work with too is Advanced Health Technology Solutions, run by Edward Worthington II. So in case you know him. Any other questions? Okay. Oh, there's one back there. Criteria for initial customers. Well, we want customers that obviously will help us validate our KPIs. And so customers who are doing transitions of care and chronic care management. And so there's two sides to that market. There's the payer side that do value-based care and like Medicare, Medicaid, Medicare Advantage. A lot of people have heard of that. They do care management and transitions of care. And then the Center for Medicare and Medicaid is really putting the squeeze on health systems and doctors to do more transitions of care and chronic care management. And they're increasing the incentives for the payments that are given out for those services as well. So that's more of a new market into doing more transitions of care. But both of those markets is who we're looking at. Yes. Oh, that's a fantastic question. He asked, hopefully I have time. He asked about data access and data management and hurdles in receiving data. Most of the data that will be generated from Coordinista through as the services are happening in that. We do integrate with health information networks. No, I don't see any issues or barriers getting that information. In fact, in Michigan in particular, they have MyHIN, which is fabulous to work with. And so, no, great question though, but I'm out of time. Thank you so much and have a great night. Oops. Oh, I think I hit the wrong.
No, that's quite all right. Thanks, Cindy. All right, up next, we have Kim with Hypersense. Kim came and joined us on March of 2022 and left as a winner. And she's stayed heavily involved in TCNewTech, so we're grateful for that. So help me welcome back Kim with Hypersense. Would you like the...
I'm good. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I'm Kim Levine, and what a great presentation, and I'm excited to be here. You guys have a fantastic startup community here in Traverse City. So what if you could be more successful at school and at work by boosting brain performance up to 50% by simply wearing glasses for 15 minutes a day? What if I told you it is safer, costs less, and is more effective than popular brain-boosting supplements on the market? You'd say, where do I sign up? Believe it or not, it's not science fiction. It's strobe science. Strobe science was developed 20 years ago by NASA to treat astronauts returning from Mir. Since then, it's been proven in clinical trials by MIT, NIH, and the University of Atlanta to treat Alzheimer's successfully. I'm sorry, can I just...
Do you need to play that video?
Yeah, can I just actually need this, please?
Yep.
Can you put that in?
Yeah, you betcha. And am I playing the video?
Yeah, sorry, thank you.
You're
It
welcome.
plays automatically.
Okay, perfect.
American consumers are spending $8 billion annually on brain health supplements to make them smarter, even though those claims are not substantiated by the FDA. The pandemic has only added to this demand. Now it's not just seniors, millennials and Gen Xers are searching for improved cognitive focus function as well. There has got to be a new and better way to fill this exploding consumer need. That new and better way is memory specs. Now consumers can supercharge their brains, improving cognitive function by up to 50% simply by putting on memory specs for 15 minutes a day. How do they do that? Memory specs deliver invisible brain waves at 40 hertz, stimulating the hippocampus and visual cortex, proven in clinical trials to boost brain performance by increasing blood flow to the brain and clearing harmful plaque. They're so safe and non-invasive, they're classified as an unregulated general wellness device by the FDA. I'm Kim Levine, founder of Hypersense. We figured out a way to deliver the same cutting-edge strobe therapy to consumers in the comfort of their own homes with our patent-pending memory specs. Don't just take my word for it. We won Stanford's Chairman's Choice Award, competing with startups from around the world. We have a world-class team. Our CTO, Choka, has more than 20 years' experience developing software solutions for companies like IBM and Cisco. Our investor advisors include Frank Grant, the former executive director of North American Healthcare at Cisco, where he grew revenues to $2 billion in 4 years. We have a team of doctor investor advisors led by surgeon Dr. Jay Salamath, who has a 4.8 rating out of 5 stars by 100 patients. I've been pioneering this technology for over 5 years. One of the top early adopters I worked with was Steph Curry, who raved in major media outlets about how the technology dramatically improved his game. I was also involved in a successful clinical trial at Sinai, proving the efficacy of our tech. I'm a successful entrepreneur. I sold best-selling products into, I'm sorry, go back a slide. Yeah, I'm a successful entrepreneur. I've sold best-selling, I'm sorry, I'm forwarding. Forward? Yeah, after that. Yeah, I'm a successful entrepreneur. I've sold best-selling products into America's top retailers. And my first company, Green Daisy, was valued at $10 million less than 2 years after starting it. Now I'm going to do the same with Memory Specs, but bigger. I'm also a critically acclaimed best-selling business author. My book, Mommy Millionaire, sold over 200,000 copies and is distributed in libraries across the United States. I've shared business advice with millions through my appearances on the Today Show and too many other national TV shows and business magazines and publications to list here. It's not just older people who are looking for improved cognitive function. Younger people are in search of improved brain performance as well to gain competitive advantage at work and at school. We're serving this new generation of people who are looking for alternatives to old-fashioned brain health supplements with our wearable tech. Our Memory Specs have an MSRP of $400 and a $25 per month subscription fee, less than expensive and unproven supplements. We have a patentless patent with 20 claims in both design and utility. Our glasses are controlled by an app which upload data from the web, and we're currently in the sales pipeline with CVS. CVS has also told us they're interested in investing in our Series A. We only need to launch into 20 of CVS's stores to hit our first year sales goal at $2.5 million. After that, we'll leverage our way into Walgreens and Rite Aid with an additional 15,000 stores. We're raising a $2.5 million seed round, forecasting a multi-billion-dollar exit year 5, capturing less than 1% of total available market. We're also talking to distributors who are interested in Canada, Europe, and the Middle East. Join us as we pioneer the future of wearable tech. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Any questions? Yes, yes.
Why is this important to you?
Okay, so it's important to me because I had a brain aneurysm last week and I'm still recovering from it. And I'm standing up here talking to you, still trying to recover from my brain aneurysm. And so there's so many applications for this tech. You know, we have a team of doctor investors who have invested. And so one of them is a famous neurologist who's based in Texas, Dr. Suresh Kumar. And he's so excited about this tech. He's the personal doctor for, for celebrity sports athletes. And he thinks there's so many applications for this technology, including possibly the treatment of autism. And I have an autistic son. So that's very important to me. So, we have just begun to discover we're just on the frontier of wearable tech. The applications for it are just so enormous. And so, our patent gives us, gives us the ability to bring this technology to market to treat many different maladies. So our strategy is to go to market first as a consumer device and then apply for Class 1 medical device approval for treatment of Alzheimer's and dementia, etc. Thank you. Any other questions? Appreciate it. Thank you. Anybody have questions? Yes.
kind of done creative to operate analyses to kind of see where those players are, where their patents are in the space, where your technology is?
Yes, so we hired a great patent attorney based in Detroit, and she did a deep dive on all the existing prior art. And she came back and told us she's extremely confident we're going to get approval. So we have right now we're in the patent pending process, and we are just finishing our last filing to get our granted full patent. So, we did a deep dive on the tech, and so we are excited about it. It doesn't look like we're being, infringing on anybody's patent. And so, so yeah, that's to answer my question, your question. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes. Right, so the app is going to have brain training games, and so, it's just incidental as we develop our class 1 medical device. We're going to build it out, and it's going to have televisit capability and EMR integration and all those fancy things. I forgot to mention, what our exit strategy is. We're raising $2.5 million, forecasting a multi-billion-dollar exit year 5, capturing a small percentage of the total available market using an EBITDA multiple of 15. The money is, the opportunity is so great here. People are so desperate for, other alternative therapies because, especially in Alzheimer's, there's no drugs that work, so we're excited about all the potential applications for our technology is developed. Yes? Yeah. So right now we engage this group out in California, based in Silicon Valley. They're called VeriNet Solutions, and all they do is help guide people like us, startups, on go-to-market strategy. And they're made up of former FDA examiners, scientists, and doctors. And they did a deep dive on our technology, and they came back and told us, go to market as a general wellness device. There's no competition in the market for it right now. So, we're first to market advantage. But, then when you're done with that market, file for FDA approval for class 2 medical device. And so, the competitor in that space is MIT. They did pioneering research on this technology a couple years ago, and they founded a company called Cognito Therapeutics. They raised over $53 million to date, and they're still developing, they're still in the FDA approval pipeline. And so once we gain approval, we'll file with the FDA to gain what's called predicate device approval, which is we get approval on the back of their de novo filing. So that's where we're at with that. So the opportunity for revenue in both consumers and general. Yes, sir. Yes, we have prototypes already produced. No, we don't have. My prototypes are in my my chief technical officer who lives in Detroit. So we're raising this money to produce updated prototypes to send to CVS. CVS is already interested in our product for their 10,000 stores. That's why we can say we're forecasting this multi-billion-dollar exit in 5 years or less. I mean, CVS has 10,000 stores. If even we sell into a small percentage of that, I'm just saying 20, this year we'll have sales of $2.5 million. So imagine adding Rite Aid and Walgreens with additional 15,000 stores to it. The opportunity for, financial return is very great. And then, without even considering FDA clearance applications. Yes, sir. Right. So we have engaged this doctor down in Texas, Dr. Suresh Kumar, who's going to do a clinical trial. We're raising $2.5 million to do the clinical trial. And, he's already done a deep dive on the tech. He's a nationally recognized neurologist. And like I mentioned, he's a team doctor for many celebrity sports athletes and teams. And, he came back and said, my God, this is going to be amazing. We're going to be able to, bring so many treatments to so many people with neurological disorders. So, he's really excited. That's our proof of concept there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim, and thank you, audience, for being patient as I navigate these automatic slides that start. So we're just going to roll with her here. So Traverse Connect has been a longtime supporter of TCNewTech and the community, obviously, and they've got a great little video that they wanted to share.
Waving by the landline, adjusted yourself to the rising sun and to me all the things I could have done. Find your true location. Darling, with this all that we found our way back. Whoa, to the directions I go our way back.
The awkward silence is so great. I'm waiting for it to like start. Here we go. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to welcome back our winner from August. So this is Jody with Meeting Maker. She's been very, very busy, and I'd love to tell you all about it, but I'll let her do that now. Welcome, Jody.
It might be, well, you know. Thanks. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Jody Shannels, founder and CEO of Meeting Maker. I'm going to tell you what Meeting Maker is, but first, I want to tell you why Meeting Maker is. So here I was in 1986, just, you know, being myself, being cool, minding my own business. And I went out with some people one night. We went dancing, danced to my favorite song. Some of you might know this one. It's iconic. And on the way home, something really strange happened. A stranger's front yard impeded my progress to get home. Yes, there was a judge involved. And that judge in 1986 did something unprecedented. He gave me the choice of going to alcoholism treatment in lieu of going to prison for my second DUI. I had a choice to make. You can imagine what that might be. I did the treatment thing, and it interrupted my addiction cycle, and it introduced me to recovery. I'd like to think it's because of people like him, and maybe even people like me, that is commonplace for that choice to be made today for the 3 million Americans who will be arrested for a drug or alcohol-related offense this year. The problem is that courts require proof of attendance and recovery-related meetings, and that is significant. That has significant pain points for everybody involved. Why? It's the paper. Massive amounts of unreadable, unverifiable, forgeable, easy to lose, storing forever paper. For probationers, it's demoralizing, stigmatizing, and privacy violating. They have to walk into a room full of people and find someone and ask them, will you sign my paper? They have to do this several times a week after week, for years. When you multiply that by millions of people, you can easily
see the negative impact it has on court systems and other providers. It is a administrative costly nightmare with regard to the storage, the data entry that they actually do to look at that paper I just showed you and put that into meaningful data for them. And they're all comparing and trying to validate the compliance, all for a document nobody really trusts. That's why I developed Meeting Maker. In addition to my recovery, I have spent 30 years in the operations and tech field designing operational solutions using smart, simple tech. In this case, Meeting Maker is a simple smartphone app that allows users to verify their attendance privately, securely. There's a really simple flow to it. Users simply go to a meeting, check in, attend the meeting, and get their attendance verified. For case managers and court systems, the reporting is unprecedented for them. It's so invaluable. All of a sudden, all of their data entry, all their analysis is in one quick look. They can manage their caseload by exception and eliminate all the pain points that cost them time and money. Sorry, I forgot which slide I was on. The TAM is pretty significant and largely untapped. There's no real current solution that anyone uses at this time. And so 4.9 million users potentially get their meetings verified. Like I said, right now it's paper, but we hope to get some of that market, obviously. Future potential are in other areas such as home, health, electronic visitation verification, long-term treatment, and health insurance self-accountability. We do have some competition. It's pretty light, however, and none of it really does what Meeting Maker does. The closest competitor is WeConnect, which is kind of like a Noom for recovery. It gamifies it. It's the only other app that's available to users directly. Meeting Maker is available for both users and clients alike. The other ones are case management systems. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can I continue a little bit? I'll just skim.
Yeah, we'll start it again and it'll go into like the Q&A part. So like,
You'll have to see me after. No, I'll really skim through and you can ask questions later. So anyway, we really are the only ones that are doing what we do in this business, and the interest tells that story. We have a go-to-market strategy. I'll tell you all about it. What's new? After August, I just want to give a big shout out to 20 Fathoms and all the support that is given me. I can't say enough about plugging into the ecosystem. The local ecosystem is so rich and full of expertise, and just, it's great. It's allowed me to pitch at Corey, Northern Michigan Angels. I have investment interest, and I've gained more people on my team because of 20 Fathoms. So thank you. We have an ask. I'll talk to you about that too if you're interested. It's a big price tag and we need it in order, we need fuel. We're inching along, and this new product won't last forever. So we have an exit strategy that's pretty robust. We think we can get a lot of the market and be able to have a good sell with many different options. And we have new people on the team. Thank you all for being involved. We've added some people from the recovery industry, which is exciting. So anyway, thank you. Sorry for going over. All right. All right. Does anyone have any questions?
What have you been up to since you pitched?
Oh, well,
sell, getting, getting partners. I got a development partner, I got a social media partner, and like I said, growing the team. And I think I have a sales partner, which is awesome. And we've tripled our sales since August also. Yeah. Yeah. With a lot more interest than I can even, it's almost like you have to control the spigot because there's only so many hours in the day. So we really need to get some runway. So.
How does the meeting facilitator confirm the individual's attendance?
Well, this is the beauty of Meeting Maker. They don't, and for very good reason. The whole point of
Can you
it.
repeat the question for the online?
Oh, sure. How does the meeting facilitator verify the attendance, right, for the person? This is the whole issue, actually, with the situation as it is currently, where these facilitators aren't in the business of making sure that's really happening. The court demands that they do these things, but that doesn't have anything to do with the actual place they go. So when people use Meeting Maker, they can go privately. They can have the same experience that other people who are not on paper do. It's geared to make sure that the verification comes from the app and not from a person. Hey.
Is there when you're at the meeting, then for the last check mark said success and verified, what does that check mark come from? Do they have to do something or do they just leave the meeting because
So the question is, how does the meeting get verified? How does that success occur at the end of the meeting? So a person can leave a meeting 3 different ways. One, it's the end of the meeting and they swipe to say, I'm done with this meeting. 2, if they're still in the same place a half an hour after it's done, it will just shut it off, because anyone that does apps know that people don't shut their stuff off. So it shuts it off for you. Or 3, if they leave. It's continuous verification. So if they leave the location, it will tell them that they left the meeting. And by the way, that's something that courts love. There's a couple things that courts love. They love that, and they love that report, because they don't have that right now. Sure.
Is there some special integration you need to do with court software?
There's opportunity, so integration with court software. There's opportunity for API integration, but there is no need for it. So, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jody. And the next, the whole crew is going to come up. Brock and his crew with Stocked. Two of the crew are here, and you won back in June.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep, back in June.
I've heard you're a local celebrity. Anybody here recognize these guys?
That's funny. Do I press the button?
I think you do.
All right. All right. For those of you guys that don't know, in June we won the pitch, and I was Brock from Stocked. But now, since then, we are the squad from Stocked. This is my co-founder, Zachary Height, and then we also gained a few on the way with Walker, Danny, and JD. So yeah. If you guys want to take a live look at our platform, it's stock-up.com. While we go through this.
So your online guys
sorry.
can hear you. Nope.
Yep. So the problem was wasting valuable time on vacation, showing up to your Airbnb vacation home. And one of the first things on my mind and on his family vacations minds was, we got to go to the grocery store. And in his case, he has two kids and they play rock, paper, scissors, who's going to go to the store or who's going to take the kids. So the problem is wasting valuable vacation time. You want to get to vacation and you want a vacation, not go shopping. So our solution was building a platform with grocery stores and more local side of things. So local vendors, charcuterie boards, birthday cakes, all that other stuff, and stocking it in the rental before you show up. So everything's on the fridge, on the counter, waiting for guests to arrive and be immediately on vacation. I'll let you take over.
All right. Hello, everyone. So the market size. Now we're just looking at Airbnb numbers here. Last year alone, you had around 416 million bookings in the US alone. Now, if you just take, our average pricing model at $20 per order and 20% of the order value, that's $17 billion market cap alone just for Airbnb. That doesn't include VRBO or property rental companies, just strictly Airbnb. Now, traction. Since the June 7th pitch, we have successfully completed 400 orders. We currently have partnerships with 350 plus rentals in the Traverse City area. We have a total of 900 orders completed. As you can see, it's almost half of what we did since inception of June 21. And our average order value is $105. That's taking out all outliers. When you just look at the average customer, we have some people that are ordering in $1,500 ranges and some people ordering as low as $50 ranges. And this year to date, we have surpassed $60,000 in revenue completed for 2022. So from a competitive advantage standpoint, we consider ourselves a first mover advantage, and I'll get to that in a couple slides from here. But one of the big things that we're noticing is that it's boosting reviews for hosts and especially property management companies. We have seen a multitude of reviews from our hosts on Airbnb and on Google. It also gives less stress for customers. One of our biggest, for me included, right? 4-hour trip up to Traverse City with, if anyone doesn't know, I'm from downstate in Metro Detroit. Brock was born and raised in Elk Rapids. One of the competitive advantages that we have is since November, we have successfully establish a working relationship with Meyer. So right now we're working on integrations, and that proves to be a very scalable solution because once you can scale with Meyer, you can scale anywhere where there is a Meyer and anywhere there is rental companies, which is all over the dang place. So, and also it's worth noting that we are still waiting to hear back from the MLCC on alcohol delivery. We're fully expecting to get that by our spring season, and we're very, very, very excited for that, increase that order volume. We also have been, we're interviewing right now with Techstars Chicago. So we're hoping we get into that one as well. And it's also worth noting that we have a very fruitful and positive relationship with Tom's Food Market as well. So from a competition standpoint, so I just really broke it out into four quadrants: offline transaction and vacation delivery, home delivery, and online. As you can kind of see, with like concierge services, a lot of our upper class customers currently now, they were previously submitting lists to companies and they're going out to the grocery store, they're bringing it back and they're just charging them whatever that may cost. Well, if you move over to the next section in the top right, vacation delivery and online, we're seeing a lot of upper class and middle class customers as well, because people can choose their own product. They can choose what's on sale. All right, let me squeeze through this. Last slide. Our ask. So we have currently just begun fundraising. We have raised zero money to date. We have our own MVP out there with the help of JD and Walker and Danny. And our projected revenue for 2023 is $240,000, and our projected revenue for 2024 is $780,000. So that's it. Any questions?
What'd you say? Oh, yeah. Any questions? Yes, on the left.
Through Airbnb, how do you compete with Shipt and Myers Local Delivery, all the other delivery, why would I choose that other than, like, I shop through my Shipt even when I travel across the US, so I could just
Yeah,
find
so,
delivery at.
yeah.
Right?
Oh, so the question is, how do we compete with Shipt and the other big guys out there? We make partnerships with these Airbnb hosts. They kind of, in their welcome email, they say, hey, use this time-saving service, where they go in and stock your fridge, put it on the counter. And we have our own personal codes to those units, because they don't want just any random person going in there. Yes, sir.
So is that your market then, is the Airbnb, Verticals, that sort of thing?
Yes, yep.
It's not going to be so much individual people.
Correct. We do home delivery, but that takes about 10% of our total orders. The biggest thing is, like Brock was saying, all the unperishable items are sitting there on the countertop. So when you walk in, it's there. And then all the perishable items are going to be in the fridge waiting for you.
Kelly.
You guys are projecting 8-time increase in revenue for this year?
The question is, so you're projecting 8-time increase in revenue this year? The answer is yes, because we want to expand. We're expanding to another location as well.
Yes.
Is there anything proprietary about your technology, or could a Shipt or other one start to kind of form partnerships as well? Yeah, I know you have first mover advantage. Is there anything else proprietary about your technology?
We are actually currently working on that right now. Is there anything proprietary to our technology? Sorry, didn't repeat the question. Yeah, so we're working on getting away from like a WordPress and stuff and developing our own in-house solution.
Are you gonna allow others to utilize, so I also utilize Shipt, I own a really high-end, concierge firm in town, so this is interesting to me. So let's chat, but, what I don't like about Shipt personally is, I'm a single mom, okay, so everything that I do has a budget. What bothers me about Shipt is I can't use coupons, and I can't use my own rewards points. Are you guys thinking about, or have you thought about allowing something like that into your market to help people like me save money while saving time?
So the question is, from a single mom, how do you save money with coupons and rewards? So part of the new platform that we want to use, yes, we want to build out a rewards program. But the cool thing with the integration with Meyer that we're going to be having, you're going to be able to use your own mPerks ID and establish points from there as well.
Yeah, so maybe I let one of you guys in my VRBO and get delivered food. When you get big enough to be like the next Uber Eats or whatever it is that's driving food or Myers or whoever it is out of that place, how are you going to convince people to let you in their place when you're just another big app?
So the question is, how am I going to trust people to enter into my Airbnb or my VRBO in the future when you get big enough? Well, that question answer is we're not going to be crowdsourcing drivers. So our plan is to either one, hire out, or two, leverage the use of the cleaning services that are already entering the Airbnb facilities.
Thank you.
Good job, guys. Thanks so much. Well done. Okay, so that was our fourth and final pitch, and we're going to get to voting. But before we do that, we want to bring to the stage these guys you may have heard on WTCM this morning, or you've seen them on Shark Tank recently. But we'll let them introduce themselves. They just came back in. Run up, run, hurry up. You're on. I guess I'll give you their names, right? Well, it's the Action Glow guys. I don't even know your names. And it's not written down. Dakota and Garrett. The bros.
Do we have a second one? Is that possible?
We don't need it.
I guess we don't need a
Oh,
second
I don't
one.
have a second microphone.
That's okay. The clicker works.
Okay.
I'll use this as a microphone.
Okay. So just for the online audience, you'll have to share the microphone.
Of course. Bring it. Oh, for sure. How you guys doing? Yeah. Hey, Sharks. I'm Dakota Porter. And I'm Garrett Porter. We're from Traverse City, Michigan. And today we are no longer seeking $200,000 in exchange for 15% equity of our company, Action Glow.
Now we're action sport junkies. We've been snowboarding since before we could even walk.
As teenagers, we practically lived out on the slopes. But because the sun always sets so early in the winter, a lot of our snowboarding was typically done at night.
Sure, they've got big spotlights, but when that sun goes down, the atmosphere becomes miserably boring.
Because everything just looks so bland. But one night, we decided to change it and created Action Glow.
Hey guys, so that was just a little snippet of our Shark Tank presentation, but today we're here to give you a little update. Thank you so much. Today we're here to give you guys a little update on our Shark Tank experience, answer any questions you may have, but we're also excited to announce the second iteration version of our product, Action Glow 2, which is now on the market just before the holidays.
So we are in total crunch mode after flying back in from Los Angeles, because before Action Glow 2, Dakota and I were hand assembling every unit to order. And we knew that as soon as our air date came along, that would no longer be a possibility. So we worked extremely closely with a manufacturer here in the United States to create a color changing and rechargeable version of Action Glow.
Now, for those of you who don't know what Action Glow is an aftermarket lighting system for sporting equipment. So this is the bike system right here, but we've got a couple other photos and maybe just a slight video just to give you an idea. So this is one of our snowboarder influencers in Finland. So that's the snowboard system right there. And then we've got some of our surfer influencers from Germany. It's a German wave pool, actually, which is really kind of neat. But that gives you a good idea of what Action Glow is, sort of the product right there. But kind of the moment that everyone was waiting for, we're here just to give a little update about Shark Tank and answer any questions. I'll let Garrett kind of tell you the difficulties on getting on the show.
So there were so many like behind the scenes moments that we wish got aired, but they didn't air because we were in there for about 45 minutes actually pitching Action Glow to the Sharks. And for TV, that gets boiled down to like an 8 to 9 minute pitch. But it was really unique and we feel so fortunate. And a lot of it's because of you guys on why we were able to stand out on that stage in Los Angeles and Traverse City NewTech in general. But we were chosen out of 40,000 applicants to season 14. And thank you. And of that 40,000, they only fly out to Los Angeles about 100 companies. And of those 100, you're still not guaranteed to air because they only air like 70 to 75 of them. They kind of cherry pick the most exciting and most passionate pitches.
All right, so with that, guys, we're here to answer any questions. Let's just talk Shark Tank.
We might as well talk what's next, and then we'll just save Q&A for the end. The bus trip.
Oh yeah, so I guess okay, we're gonna skip ahead. The slides are a little interesting here. We kind of threw them together, but just I guess to recap or to go over what we're going to be doing after Shark Tank and like what are you guys going to be doing now? So since Shark Tank, we've got Action Glow 2 on the market, which is a major accomplishment. We spent 10 years designing that product, and it's such a huge blessing to have that on the market. But after, we are going to be traveling the country in our converted school bus, going back to the grassroots way of selling. So we're going to be stopping at mom and pop, surf, skate, ski, and bike shops, coast to coast, and selling Action Glow 2 to these store owners face to face. And we're going to be documenting this entire experience of us kind of living the American dream that I've always envisioned. We're going to be documenting the entire experience and putting it on YouTube as YouTube series. So everyone gets to see like our entire journey around the country and the transporter, the old school bus. But this is actually really interesting. We worked with Britain Banners here locally to get the wrap for the windows for the bus. And then we actually worked with a company in Chicago called Miros, who flew in an LA artist, and he kind of connected the dots on the mural on the windows. So we're left with this really eye-catching piece on the side of our bus.
And then the coolest part is kind of with the whole AI transition that's going on in front of us right now as we speak, we've also created augmented reality on the side of the bus. So when you pull up your Instagram camera to take a picture of it, the entire artwork on the side of the school bus pops out at you through your phone and comes to life. So like the Mother Nature's hair starts coming to life, the bikers start moving down the mountain, the snowboarders start flying off of jumps, and the whole outside of the bus is like an interactive art piece, which is super unique and something we're super excited to show off. And then this is the inside of it. We've kind of turned it into our Action Glow tour bus pad here, and we're super excited to hit the road and push out a lot of content.
All right, guys. So if you can go back to that Shark Tank slide, that'd be awesome. And we're just going to answer any questions you guys might have on Shark Tank, the experience, and kind of what it takes to get on the show. Yes. Yeah. So her question was her first question was if we changed the code on the bus. Believe it or not, we realized that we got a lot of engagement from people saying, "Oh, I know the code now. I'm going to steal it." So every time we make a video about the bus, we show the code, and it's a different pattern every time. So, but if you guys want to swing by and take a look, you're more than welcome to. We will give you the code. So, and the second question. Right.
Sure. Yeah, so I mean, what we do is kind of remote now, which is almost surreal saying because we used to be the one. Sorry, she asked about like operations as far as us being out on the road for upwards of 6 months and how we're going to handle that. We used to have to make every system to order, and so it's really surreal that we don't have to do that anymore. And we have a fulfillment center that we're working with to kind of streamline that entire process. So we're able to do 99% of the work that we are currently doing from anywhere we want, which is super cool. And so I'm sure for the holidays and stuff, we'll come back to help get out orders and kind of oversee the entire process. But we'll kind of run operations as they continue just from our moving mobile office space.
Yeah, so a little bit about like Robert Herjavec. So we had 2 dream sharks when we walked into the tank. My dream shark was Mark Cuban. I just figured that the sports aspect, his background, his team, his connections would be a very beneficial asset to the company. My second choice was Garrett's first choice, which was Mr. Robert Herjavec. So yeah, he's very active. Like anytime you watch the show, you'll see Robert's one of the first ones that jumps in the human dog bed or jumps in the cold plunge, and he's the first one to try everything. But when you get to know him a little bit more, he's actually a very active guy too. So he's always out on his foil board when he's in Croatia off his yacht. I mean, the guy lives a very active lifestyle, and he's also just a charismatic gentleman. And so we figured that would be a perfect fit for us as well. But yeah, we closed a deal with Robert here on the show, and we're right now like in good communication with him and his team, and we're still working through the due diligence. There's just a lot that we have to go through, but we also had the holiday season right after we aired. So we kind of had to switch gears from the due diligence with Robert and his team and just focus on pushing out all these orders that we were getting before the holidays. So we're still in works, and we're hoping to close the deal here in the next probably a couple weeks. So it's really exciting. Yeah, that's a great question. I'll let Garrett touch on that, but it's sad. We've only not been doing that for a few months, and like we're like looking back at those glory days too. We're like, gosh, do you remember when we were in the shop and putting everything together? We're like, we're gonna miss this. But I'll let Garrett kind of touch on that a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, we've always just kind of had like a scrappy and grassroots way to get off the ground because we started at, I was 13 and Dakota was 16. And so we didn't have bank accounts, let alone access to, funding to get a company off the ground. So we just resorted to very untraditional methods like knocking on neighbors' doors for their pop cans, entering as many business plan competitions as we could, as we were allowed because of our age. Our LLC originally had to be pulled out in our father's name because we weren't old enough in the state of Michigan to actually start a legal company. But it was just a lot of that. And, like I said, we've been hand making all these systems for so long. And so our holiday seasons were just spent in our shop. We had like a little sofa in there, and we'd crash out for just a couple hours and wake up and keep making them. Now it's the same, but more like computer oriented and like logistics stuff. We're not actually assembling the units, but it just took, 10 years of dedication and work. Shark Tank specifically, that was our 4th time applying. And so that was a long road in and of itself. And we thought we were going to be on back in 2013 when 2 producers reached out to us. Like they came to us. We didn't even have to apply to the show. But that's not how it worked. We got like cut again. And it wasn't until the 4th time when we really became more comfortable in front of cameras, we realized that, it's more about your personality. I mean, you have to have a solid business behind it too, but there was just so many other facets that we kind of come to realize that helped us get on the show, which was super cool. But yeah, just putting in the work. I mean, that's all it took from 13 and 16 to be standing there. So it's super cool to even be standing back and looking at this photo here. That's a good question.
Gosh, that's a great question. So Ben's question was, how fast did that 45 minutes feel, and like what was going through your head sort of at the time? So I guess we'll give you a really funny story because it's kind of hilarious. So what happened was we contacted a few other companies that have been on the show, just kind of asked them the same thing to try to get our headspace right. They're like, dude, you guys are going to black out. You're going to go out there and you're going to black out. You're going to be like, just focus on muscle memory. We're like, okay, we got that. And as we actually were standing in front of the doors before they opened and we walked down the famous hallway, Garrett looked over at me and he said, "Are you ready?" And I was like, I literally, it was like a nightmare. I lost my voice. I was so nervous. There was no voice coming out of my mouth. And Garrett looks at me and he starts getting nervous too. He's like, "Are you kidding?" And they're like, we hear the producers. They're like, 10, 9, just about to open the doors. I'm like, so he smacks me in the chest and like, I cough and I was like, am I better? And he's like, yeah, okay, you're good. I'm like, okay. Are you ready? He's like, yeah. We're like, okay. Come to find out, there's actually a camera up above those doors. So they were filming us the whole time. I'm glad that didn't make it in the final cut. But so yeah, the nerves were extremely heightened. We went out there and we performed, and basically a month before we were going over the pitch, we knew it like the back of our hands. We could be sound asleep, completely blacked out, and know exactly the words that we were going to say. So thank goodness we rehearsed it over and over and over again. We actually pulled people aside in the airport as we were flying out to LA, and we're like, can we just be really weird for a minute, but can we just run over something with you? And we would stand there and do the pitch in front of them just so we got comfortable being uncomfortable. And so with all of that work, basically we went out there, we were blacked out. We don't remember much, but we were able to get through the lines and we were able to like really perform. After that, we started kind of bantering with the Sharks, talking with them. We felt a lot more comfortable and we were able to answer the questions with good articulation. Yeah, but that 45 minutes felt like 5.
And it worked out well for Dakota and I because he's, kind of more like the right brain, the creative one. And I'm more of like the left brain, the financials, the logistics, the back end of the business. And so we were able to ping pong off of each other really well in there for that entire 45 minutes, which I know you probably didn't get to see a lot of that. But we just knew going in that anything about the idea, anything about like the creative story behind it or how we got started, that was going to be directed towards Dakota. And Dakota knew that he was going to handle that side of things. And then anything like financials related, cost of goods, lifetime sales, that was going to come to me. And so we were able just to like know as soon as a question got asked, who was going to cover it. So there was no like back and forth on who's going to take that specific question. Yes. Unbelievable. I mean, yeah, the network estimates it at $10 to $15 million worth of advertising in those 8 minutes. And so it didn't take long. It was about a week and a half after airing on Shark Tank. We surpassed our lifetime sales of our company in the past 10 years. And so it's just, yeah, thank you. And it's really cool because it's out on YouTube. It gets, streamed on Hulu. And so it's not like just a one-day thing and then it's done. It's like still to this day, even on Christmas Day, we're like, this many people like online shop on Christmas Day. Like, shouldn't you be spending time with your families? But it's really kind of like a long draw, which is super cool. And we're trying to milk it in the media as much as we can still and try to keep that traction going into 2023. Do we still get on time? 2 more questions? All right. Sure.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So everything you see on the show is completely unscripted, minus the pitch. Obviously, we go over the pitch, and that's obviously something that we rehearsed beforehand. All the question and answer, everything else, completely unscripted. Now, I'm sorry, what was the first part of that question? Because I had a good. Oh yeah, the take. Yeah, no, it's one take, no do-overs. You go out there and you bomb that presentation, like that was your opportunity and it's gone now. There's no can I grab a sip of water and then like try again or anything like that, because the chances of you making it on air, because you can go in there and film and not air on national TV. And so you could even go in there, film, make a deal and not air on national TV. So yeah, it's all one take and you have to make sure that you do your best.
Another crazy thing, which, I mean, maybe some people know because this one kind of gets leaked a lot, but when you walk down the hallway, you hit on your mark, which is on that rug there, and you're kind of eyeing that the entire time. So you make sure you stop in the right position. But then you stand there for 45 to 60 seconds and you can't say anything, and the sharks can't say anything back. So you're just kind of like sitting there smiling at these 5 idols that you've looked up to your whole life and that could possibly be an investor in your company. And you're just smiling at them for 60 seconds until you hear begin off the side of the stage somewhere. And then you count on your muscle memory because you are just toast after that. It's blackout. You're just hoping you said the right things. One more question, I think. Yes. Yeah, great question. We Dakota touched on it a little bit in the earlier part of this, but there's so much paperwork and due diligence to go through right now. So that's the stage we're currently in still. We kind of had to focus after airing on Shark Tank all of our time to fulfilling orders and keeping up with our customers. But that's what we're currently doing right now. So I don't have an exact answer on the vehicle they used for that. Hopefully soon, though. We'll keep you guys updated, I'm sure. We closed a deal with Robert Herjavec for $200,000. Yep. Yes, exactly. There's a lot more to figure out, but anyways, thanks so much, guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, guys.
Garrett, Dakota, thank you so much. Sorry, I blanked on your name for a second. Yeah, thank you guys. All right. Well, that gets us to the final portion of our evening. So if you've got your phone out, you're going to need that to vote tonight. If you have not downloaded our app, we highly encourage you to take a picture, or not take a picture, but get the QR code. There you go. Use your camera to get the QR code link so you can do that. We want to say thank you to Haggerty Insurance for sponsoring our $500 prize this evening, and you all can get to voting. In the interim, if you would look in between the aisles, you'll see a couple of microphones. So if any of you are on the edge of your seat to make an announcement, if you have an ask, something to let us know about, you've got 30 seconds per person to do that now.
Hi, my name is Dr. Don Pichet. I'm one of the founders of the Traverse City Curling Club. And looking around, I see lots of faces who have been out to this place. We've been building community, strong community for the last 8 years, and we have a new home. I can't wait for you to see it. January 28th and 29th, we have an open house, 11 to 3 o'clock. Come out to the old Cherryland Center in the Kmart building. We'd love to see you. If you have questions about how to get involved in curling, or you want one of these, going to take over the M22 sticker. TC stands for Try Curling.
Thank you so much. I have a PSA. Seven Monks is closed this week, so we're going to hang out at the workshop. So if you've been hanging out with us before, you know where that's at. If you need directions, use Google or ask one of us. So we'll see you at the workshop. Go ahead.
That was going to be my update, Lisa.
Oh, sorry, Nick.
Hey, everybody. Nick Beatleston, Executive Director over at Commonplace Co-working. Many of the folks here, I think, will remember Startup Week last year. So I know we're going to hear a lot more about Startup Week in the next couple of months, but we're really excited to host Startup Weekend, which is going to kick off the week this year. So we just got our informational page up today. We've only got about 30 participant slots. So I wanted to make sure that this group heard about it before we started to push it out to the rest of the state and the rest of the country. So if you go to commonplacework.org, that's commonplacework.org, you'll see up in the header for the Startup Space Weekend page. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Great. My name is Don Tusky. I'm president of College for Creative Studies, and this is the first time I've been back at Traverse City since 2010. I want to thank Bill Myers for introducing me to a lot of great folks, and we do a lot of sponsored projects with a lot of great companies. We'd love to do a lot more in Traverse City, and so and I really enjoyed all the pitches tonight, so that was really great. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you very much.
What was the name of the?
College for Creative Studies in Detroit.
Thank you so much, Alex.
Thanks.
Hello, everybody. I'm Steve McEwen. I'm a digital strategy and digital advertising consultant out of Leland, here with your friendly reminder that Google Analytics, the Google Analytics you know and love, is being retired on July 1st and replaced with Google Analytics 4, which tracks things very differently. So if you care at all about your data consistency and data quality, you should install Google Analytics 4 now. Then you'll have a few months of crossover data between the two platforms to understand whether you're seeing differences in traffic or just the differences in the tracking systems. Thank you.
Great.
Hi, my name is Josh Hart. I just had a deja vu moment. President Tusky was my president at Olivet College when I went through school. So good to see you again, Doc. We'll catch up after. But Josh Hart, founder of Riley's Candles. We like to say we're not in the candle business. We're in the business of saving dogs. Started off as a nonprofit back in 2017. Just opened a flagship store here in Traverse City out in the Flat Cat Ventures building in Chums Corners. And we're online, www.rileyscandles.com. But you'll be seeing a lot of us on the news and in write-up advertising coming up. So look forward to meeting you all. My dog's a 13-year-old beagle named Riley that's had 3 back surgeries. And we look forward to partnering with the community and helping as many dogs as we can. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you. Anybody else have an announcement? Where's my trusty leader? There he is. Okay. What do I do next? Go to the next slide. Yep. Okay. All right, so thank you again to Haggerty. They are Pitch Prize sponsoring tonight, and they're going to give $500 to the squad at Stocked. So here is your check, and I know we'd like to have a photo. We got a photographer here. Do you guys want to come up here? We'll make sure they get a real check, obviously. This is for photo purposes. There you go. Brock from Stocked and Squad. Awesome. Congratulations. Well, thank you all for joining us this evening. We're going to get through a couple of quick announcements, and then we're going to let everybody go. So we have, oh, I need to follow the rules. One moment. It should load, but we have a lot of wonderful sponsors, and we're still accepting sponsors, obviously. Congratulations to Brock and his squad at Stocked. Say that 3 times fast. Thank you to Haggerty. I'll wait. There's a sponsor role coming. So we have many, many sponsors. Some have been with us a really long time. Some are brand new. So we just want to say thank you to Creative Coast. We're going to go right down through the list. If any of you are interested in sponsoring, that can be done right online. So please get started on that today. Susan with State Farm, the free quotes and free coffee over on 8th Street, has been a longtime supporter of not only TCNewTech, but many of the local businesses and community members. Cryos with Cryos Consulting. He's our trusty smiley guy that we saw earlier. Bill's company does a fantastic job consulting leadership. Profit Clean and their team, many of them are here today. We want to thank them for all the hard work that they do taking care of our community. And a couple of owners in the room, right? So Access Point, that's who I work for. So if you guys are starting your business, you start hiring employees, you need benefits and payroll, I am your gal to chat with. I can help you navigate that. And our main sponsor, 20 Fathoms. So appreciate all of those folks being here again today. And here we go. We got a whole bunch of folks. So Pro 360 Media, and you can read the rest of the logo. So these are the folks that give us in-kind sponsorship. So we're talking photography, fiber internet, all that kind of stuff. Score, if you don't know who they are, you need to know who they are, especially if you're an entrepreneur. They help you with starting your business and moving you forward. And we have a job board. So if you have a job need or you have a job to promote, please leverage that. It's a free service. Go to tcnewtech.org, hit the jobs or some sort of button. You'll see it there, and post your link. Again, thank you so much for being here. We're going to come right back here next month, February 7th, and same time. Doors open 5:30. But join us not at 7 Monks tonight. Please join us at the workshop. And thanks for coming.